Today, I'm going to show you how to search the slave schedules. A lot of you have asked me how to even find the slave schedules. So here I am on my homepage. As you can see, that's me, a picture of me. And I'm on my homepage, Ancestry.com. It is a subscription-based service. You will have to pay for it. There are other free ones out there, a family search owned by the same company. You could use that one as well. But I use Ancestry. I've used them for years. And I just like that all of the information that they have, and the trees to really design and develop your family tree. Ancestry really does a lot of the work for you with the technological advances that they have. So I'm going to come to this screen. I'm going to go to search, and I'm going to drop down and go to card catalog. Okay, and that's where I'm going to search for. Let's look for the 1850 slave schedule. So as you can see, we're right here on the card catalog page. We're going to look for the 1850 slave schedule. Oops. All right, 1850 slave schedule. We're going to hit search. Oh, it says nothing. Ancestry is a little quirky like that. So let me try again. I think because I missed the S, maybe 1850 slave schedules, and there you have it. It didn't have a slave schedule. It has slave schedules with an S. So I'm going to go here, 1850 slave schedules, and basically here you are. This is where the enslaved, they were not enumerated with the regular population. They are kept in the slave schedules, and they were unnamed. They did not list them by name in the slave schedules like they did for other people in the U.S. And this was up until 1870, which would have been the first time that the enslaved appeared in the United States census. And of course, that was after emancipation. So in particular, we're going to look for a slave owner here, because if the slaves weren't listed by name, how would you know their name? But we're going to talk about that in another video. Today, we're simply going to look for a slave owner in particular. This slave owner's name is N.C. Miller. This is the slave owner of the Sharswood plantation. If you can recall, this is the plantation that was featured on the 60-minute special. So N.C. Miller is the original slave owner of this plantation. That's who we're going to look for. And we're going to scroll down, and we're going to select search. And all 1850 U.S. Federal Census slave schedules results for N.C. Miller. And here he is. N.C. Miller has 24 slaves in 1850. Two of those slaves I know for certain are my third great grandmother and great grandfather. So, but anyway, let's take a look. Let's view the records for N.C. Miller. And as you can see, we've come to the slave schedules. I've shown you how to get to the slave schedule. You've gone to search. You've then gone to card catalog. You've then searched for the 1850 U.S. 1850 slave schedules. You've now searched for a particular slave owner. In particular is N.C. Miller. And now we're going to scroll down, and you'll simply see N.C. Miller, real name Nathaniel Crenshaw Miller. This record is from 1850. Number of enslaved ancestors, or number of enslaved, is 24 under this slave owner. But I'm going to keep scrolling, and in particular, we're going to look at this slave. This slave is a female. She's Black. She's 28. She's born in 1822. Her residence in 1850 was with N.C. Miller. This residence was actually built in 1850 from what I have researched. So that means she was born in 1822, and she must have been somewhere else. And then in 1850, she arrived on the Sharswood plantation. And that's significant. We'll talk about that as we go through this series of videos. But this is my third great grandmother, Violet Miller. And this is how we know that we're connected to that particular plantation, because Violet is enslaved under N.C. Miller. There you have how to search the slave schedules. If you still have questions or additional questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Again, you can reach me on unnamedsaramiller.com, where you can get your autographed copy of the book. But you can also reach out to me on Instagram, TikTok, Charis, Charis, Ancestry Connections, Instagram, TikTok. I have a Facebook page as well as a YouTube channel. I thank you so much for taking the time out to contact me. Stay encouraged. Please interview those elders in your family, get that information, start recording it, and start researching. And remember, I'm here to help you. This is how, I get to give back to my community